Information tonight in the Delphi murders. The Carroll County prosecutor doubles down on his case against Richard Allen.
The prosecutor just released a new statement defending his case after not speaking to reporters after a hearing yesterday. The statement released this afternoon says in part, quote, "We strongly believe the evidence shows Richard Allen was involved in the murder of Abby and Libby. Because the investigation is ongoing and given the intense public interest in the case, we think it would be best if the documents remain sealed." The prosecutor said yesterday during a hearing on the probable cause documents that Allen may not be the only one involved in the deaths of Abby and Libby. CBS 4's Max Lewis talked to a former FBI investigator who worked on the Delphi case. Max joins us in the studio. Max, investigators always considered that more people could be involved.
That's right, Bob and Debbie. Former FBI Special Agent in Charge Paul Keenan oversaw the Bureau's role in the Delphi case for nearly 2 years. He said investigators have always thought that the crime could have been committed by more than one person.
When prosecutor Nicholas McClellan said in court on Tuesday that he believes Allen did not act alone, a former FBI agent who worked on the investigation told me he wasn't surprised.
So during the investigation, when I was there, we were still open to any, whether it be one person or multiple people.
If that's the case, Paul Keenan says he does believe the probable cause affidavit should remain sealed.
If they unseal it and that suspect will no doubt read it, that person can destroy evidence. They can leave the state, they can try and disappear.
But Allen was arrested and charged in connection with the killings of Abby and Libby nearly a month ago. So I asked Keenan why they have yet to arrest anyone else involved.
One reason I can imagine is the person is already a fugitive and they're looking for this person. And they may not want to release that person's name because maybe they have a good lead, but they're trying to find him or her.
But the news of a second suspect came as a surprise to Richard Allen's defense team yesterday.
If you read the probable cause affidavit, it does not mention anything about any other person. That was news to us.
They slammed the case the prosecutor has brought forward, saying police got the wrong guy. Still, Keenan was quick to point out that they may not have the whole picture yet.
Not all the evidence in the case is put into that affidavit. This is a probable cause affidavit, so only enough to get the judge to sign off.
Keenan believes it's likely defense lawyers are just doing their job.
I don't think the state police would have brought this case without solid evidence, and the judge wouldn't have signed off on the probable cause affidavit without solid evidence.
And we will be the judge of that if and when we get to see that probable cause affidavit. As Bob mentioned, the prosecutor did double down on his position today that the documents should remain sealed. He says he has a very solid case that shows Richard Allen was involved, interesting choice of words there, in the murder of Abby and Libby, and he looks forward to presenting his case at trial. In the studio, I'm Max Lewis, CBS 4 News.